I got replaced by AI, so now it's time to live off the land. $12,000, a truck, a trailer, and a riding lawnmower, that's all we've got. No big equipment until we can actually afford it. Every episode, we're building towards a self-sufficient life. So if you want to follow the journey, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and enjoy the ride. Home sweet home. At least we have a roof under our head. Day 4, trying to live off the land, and we've got some things that we're going to want to save some money up to buy today. We do have a budget of $652 already, but look at all of this I cleared out overnight. Oh, and this morning, I got up really early, right as the sun was rising. We've been out here. I got, a decent amount of these skinny little trees loaded up, and one of our elm trees. So we're going to see how much money we can make off of this. But my plan with this area, I really think I want to get a couple cuts out of it. Closer to summer, when the growth really starts to speed up, we'll get another cut here. So we can cut all this area, make some hay today, and then, still work on expanding. Like, I'm just going to walk this so you guys can kind of see. Like, this is as far as we are here. But if we keep going this way, it takes a little bit, just weave through these bushes until we get back to our trail. We're not even there yet. Let's keep going. There we go. So like that whole area, we could turn into a field long term. The equipment we have right now is not going to work for it. But, slow rolling this as things are starting to progress and I'm starting to kind of understand the way money can come in. I definitely think it's a plan. So we'll cut this today. Well, first we'll sell the logs, but we'll cut this today. We also need to get some fertilizer put down on the soybean field. And I'm wanting to budget for a sprayer so we can get some herbicide so we can spray some weeds and make sure that the weeds don't grow in that field as well. But over here you can see the magic of Farming Simulator. We got some lettuce growing and we got some tomatoes. It's going to be slow rolling. It's not going to, not going to really produce a ton. But we will save some of the lettuce for us to eat and some of the tomatoes as well, but hoping to still make a little bit of cash off of it. They do have an old used sprayer in town that I was already eyeing on the market. So we're going to sell this. We're a little bit short. I think it was about $700. So, really we're just like $48 short, and I don't even know if she would notice if we went below $12,000 to buy it, because we're definitely going to make more money today. So we'll go ahead and get this sold though, just to keep that cushion, because those bills they're coming. We're only we're a couple weeks away from having to make that first mortgage payment. Electric bills, all the things. We need to start buying some food. We're starting to run out at home. Almost time for a grocery trip. So I want to keep that $12,000 cushion so we can always feel safe. At least this year. That's almost $2,000 brought in right there. That's not bad for, the aches and pains from working on it this morning. So what I want to do is to head on in. We're going to get that sprayer purchased. We'll get some herbicide. We're going to have to find out if we can afford both right now. And because we need to buy some fertilizer as well. Yeah, that's maybe we want to do this hay work first. But also was talking to the guys in the co-op, and there's a few smaller jobs that they do around town, but the kicker is, if I picked up one of those jobs, I'd have to use my own equipment, and we don't really have the best. Looking in the barn right now, we have our farm all, but we also have this seed spreader, we have our windrower, pushable windrower, we have our baler, our roller. The best equipment we have right now is this disc, and gosh, I don't know. We need to get something for fertilizer next, so that's another expense. Yeah, that's I think it's best. So like doing our first chores, let's find the mower and getting that hay, started, that process. It's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be the biggest area we've done this on so far. But trying to get a little bit more cash coming in today, I think, is gonna be the plan, because we want to buy a sprayer, which is around $700, and we can get a barrel of herbicide for about $300 around here. So that's something else we want to keep in mind. And I'm driving up here. Did we missed a tree? There's a whole tree right there that we can cut up and sell. We'll have to get that out of the way. We don't want to keep driving over it like that. But so there are some expenses. We could probably afford everything right now, but I want to push. I keep pushing. Like, it's so early. Store's not even open yet. See if we can get at least this cut done before we head in and figure out how much we're going to have to spend for fertilizer and a fertilizer spreader. Yeah, I think we'll just keep cruising around here. Cut this area, make it look nice, and go from there. Well, this is going to be interesting to see what kind of money this brings in. And, you know, it's starting to feel like these type of jobs are going to make us just really want bigger equipment. And, you know, money is going to be paramount for that. So we're going to have to figure out how to really do that and speed up this progress. And patience will also be part of the key there. You know, making sure we're not overextending ourselves, which we talked about a ton. But this is just a little more time consuming than I was hoping. And the width of this little mower that we're riding on, that's the big problem here. But I am uncovering all the stumps. We're gonna have to figure some way out or somehow to remove those, whether it's leasing some equipment from the co-op or paying someone to come do that. And I probably will at some point get a quote for that. Looked into those things in the past, and it's just super expensive to have someone come out with their own stump grinder, and especially with the amount of stumps we want removed. That's a lot of labor that we're gonna have to pay for, and I imagine that's gonna be a couple $1,000s, so not the most ideal situation, but if we want to turn this into a field, that's something we had to figure out. So I think keeping this just this natural grass that's growing at least till fall, it's gonna be the plan. And we'll get as many cuts as we can into it, or out of it, while we just, take advantage of the natural growth that happens where we live. And, we don't even have to water this area. It just grows on its own. Beautiful. All right, I think that is good for today for cutting. And we just made like a little entry path there. We'll get the mower put away, and I think we will try to just flip the grass a little bit before we let it dry out a little bit more. So we'll grab this, and as we work our way out here, we should be able to just see the grass start turning itself over. This is daunting. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think we'll take a break after this and head over to the dealership there, the co-op/dealership, and see how much it's going to be for fertilizer, because I would like to get the soybean field taken care of with at least fertilizer today. See if we have enough money for that to just mix it up while we're waiting for this grass to dry out a little bit more. I'm going to be in amazing shape in the next few months. My goodness, so much working out doing this, farming this way. And it seems like 4 miles an hour is the sweet spot to not run backwards on this, if anyone's wondering. Yeah, let's get it done. I think we're all done here. Everything's looking pretty good. We are going to make our way to the co-op and look into some options for fertilizer. And I think we'll be good to do that with the money we have right now before we actually row all this up and make the bales and make some more money today. Yeah, there should just be this one little section here that we haven't hit yet. Perfect. Yeah, so we'll give that some time to dry, and we will keep progressing with other tasks. All right, let's jump in the truck. Go spend a little bit of cash. I know we don't have the best equipment, but I am going to talk to them a little bit about these oddball jobs that they might be finding for people when, from my understanding, if they just don't have the bandwidth, or if they're not large enough jobs that are worth taking for them, sometimes they like to contract them out to other people that are willing to do the work. So we'll chat with them about that. All right, well, we did spend $800, and these bags of fertilizer, we're going to put them on there. And I'm going to do this contract that they had available. I think we might regret our decision, but we're going to check it out. It's a field that's on the way home, and they want fertilizer spread on it, and they're going to pay about $2,000. So our little $800 investment right now, $300 for this, and another, you know, $500 for the materials, which I'm hoping is enough for doing the soybean field as well. Feels like it might be worth it. And it will give us a little indicator of how much we're going to need for our field. I believe this is it right here. We're looking at it to the left. It might be a little bigger than our field, but what I was understanding is this farmer might be willing to part ways with this field too, so we'll be looking into the cost of that eventually and seeing if it's something we want to expand and buy once we, you know, have a little bit more for funding, maybe next spring. But let's see. I'm hoping this whole bag, it does fit. Let's just go ahead and load them back. Let's see how much we can fit in here just to be safe. I'm paying about $2,000. If I have to buy a little more fertilizer, I don't think that's the end of the world. But looks like this does hold 300 at a time. And we'll see how it does at spreading here. Yeah, it looks like it's getting a little darker. Gosh. I hope this works. A couple hours later, and just over 100 liters of fertilizer, we are all done with this contract. So we're going to head back over there, let them know, and hopefully get our payday. I don't think the rest of this will fit yet. We will have a little bit of the bags left over, but we can get those strapped in as well. All right. First job done that isn't on our own land. All right, we're back over here. The money did just get transferred over to our account. It was $2,478, which is just a lovely payday. We paid for the equipment already just by doing that. Now we get the fertilizer put down here, and we will finally figure out what's next. All right, next on the agenda, I really hope that this is dried out enough to start making these rows, and it looks like it is, so we should be good. And I think what I want to do is go through this pass here and just kind of work my way back over here, and then we'll start going behind me. That way, that direction seems to be the furthest distance. So I think we'll do that like right here. Yeah, and just kind of work our way up and down. And this should be good. I mean, there's a lot of hay out here. Super excited about seeing what this payday is going to bring in. All right, well, I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So now it's time to get the baler out. Really have no clue what to expect financially from this back here. And it's going to be interesting when we get time to sell it here in a few. But boy, it's been a lot of work. Feels like it's worth a lot of money. I mean, my back feels like it's worth a lot of money. I think I forgot to do a whole side of this. A whole side. But, you know, I think with the way this baler works with this rake, we should be okay. But yeah, let's hope these start filling up a little bit quicker, and they're not terrible. So I mean, we have that 60 bales number in our head from the first time we did anything with this, so that's obviously going to be something we're looking at, and feel a little disappointed if we don't hit that number. But we'll keep progressing, we'll keep going, we'll keep our head up. We'll get this done. This is where we kind of find out that windrowing might have been wasting our time, because we're able to get such a wide swath or wide area here with this rake that, you know, we're not leaving a ton behind. And yeah, I think we kind of wasted our time rowing, because we're walking up and down this field multiple times anyway. So we could have just done skinnier passes and it take the same amount of time. So either way, I don't think we lost time, but it's getting pretty late in the day, and I don't think we're going to be able to get that sprayer today. We're going to have to wait till tomorrow for that, but we will hit up the store. The farmer's market is open late tonight, so we'll be able to get these sold. And then I do need to add a little bit of water in the greenhouse, so we'll take care of that today as well. Yeah, I think we're at like 33 bales so far, so not as big of a heyday as I was hoping for, but still this little area to clean up, and then we'll get them loaded, get them sold. See how high we can get that bank account today. All right, let's get this last bale squashed here, or squished, or smashed, or whatever word we want to use there. We'll get the baler put away, get these bales loaded up, and make some moolah. All right, we're heading in. Well, boy, what's going on here? 22,000 liters of hay. And these guys, these drivers, they just can't figure out they can go around. All right. We're hoping for a big payday here. All right, 4,600, not bad. That puts us at $20,000, so that's a good cushion. You know, we're not going to have a lot to do between now and do not enter this way. Between now and summer. Now I see why. But we'll definitely wake up in the morning and go get that sprayer so we can make sure there's no weeds in our soybean field. But I'm going to take a quick nap and I'll see you in a little bit. But we just spent $1,000 on a brand new sprayer and this canister of herbicide. And I'm hoping is enough. I mean, this was $300. This was $700. So really hoping it's enough to do that entire field. And got it in there good. So we'll get this home. Get to the soybean field. We'll get the farm all out. Get to use that again finally and not do something by hand. That's exciting to use our tractor again. Well, we do have some rain coming, so I'm hoping to get this work done before that hits. And it'll be a new implement for us to try out. First time using it. Loving this little path here. So many more opportunities to expand, though. You know, the beginnings here, we're being careful, making sure we're not, overextending ourselves. Because we still have no idea how we're going to harvest this when it comes time to in fall. All right, I did take that entire canister, so hopefully it's enough. And away we go. All right, let's hope we don't hit this tree. Yep, we cleared it. But I think this is doing what it's supposed to do. You know, there are no weeds right now, so we're not going to see any differences, but this should prevent any of them from growing. At least that's what they tell me. And it seems to be doing the trick. Farmall's handling it pretty good. Keep cruising around here. Make sure we touch all the soil areas. And we should be set to let this grow. We will have to treat it with some fertilizer in the summer. Other than that, we're looking pretty solid. Now we'll start going up and down the field just a handful of times, and we should be done. And I'm hoping we do have enough product. You know, and I guess worst case scenario, we can come out here in the summer and take a look at it, and if there's weeds, we could spray again. Just having a hard time knowing if we're getting everywhere. And just to be safe, we'll just keep going right here before we shut it off. And boy, it seems to take a lot of the power when that's on. You know, we can go about 15 miles an hour with this thing, but we're only going about 6 with it on, so that's something we're learning. We'll go ahead and just drive this on in. I don't know if there's much else we can do besides cutting down a bunch of trees the rest of spring. So unless something important pops up, I'm probably not going to turn the GoPro back on. And you'll probably see me next time in summer. Get this put away. I guess this is goodbye for now.